Hello gamers, this is Th3Ruthless and welcome to another Throne and Liberty video. Today I'm gonna give you an update in order for you to push the tiers in Dimensional Trial as much as possible with the best possible builds for wand and stuff. We are going to start with the support build, which is right here. I will show you first the skill specialization, then I will analyze what I've done with my skills. Okay, so starting off from wand, we have all specializations in swift healing. Weaken removal, of course, in range, increasing clay salvation, fully spec'd invisible wall and fountain of life. And this is the best cuts here. Enchanting time, in order to give a friendly target skill damage boost in better effect duration. And then fighting spirit barrier, again aggressive with 92 max damage and 1 extra second on the skill duration. And then we go on the staff. Not much to say here. We have only high focus with base damage and targets expanded only, because this makes it so the party members can have almost 20% cooldown reduction and 7.5% max speed. And then something that I use personally, I don't know how many people use it, but I love it and it's a freaking amazing skill, and it's called Salvation Chain, and I will show you how to use it later. So starting off, this will be our bar. For the beginning, I would like to tell you that Touch of Despair and Corrupted Magic Circle are completely personal to choose. What I mean by that is that if you replace these two as well with Vampiric Contract, there is no absolute problem. You can use instant spells if you want. I have chosen these two because they are both curses, and with Vampiric Contract you can get some more healing. Okay, it's not too much, but it might save you or fill up a target, and you don't want to spend one cooldown if you're pushing, for example, tier 15 in Void Wastes or somewhere else. So the passives we are using for this build are all of the healing ones. Okay, these are all of the healing ones you have. Devotion and Emptiness, Noble Revival, Saint's Oath, and Selfless Soul, which is very, very important, and I will explain why. And then we have a Vampiric Contract in order to pair it with Touch of Despair and Corrupted Magic Circle. And then we have the Mana Amp, Asceticism, because it's important to have the mana regeneration as well as the heavy attack chance. And then we have the Forbidden Sanctuary, because it increases our skill damage. Okay, so let's see how this build works. So let's start by explaining what Staff Wand is. Staff Wand is a healer support. And why I say that, because I want to take a difference from Bow Wand, which is an actual healer class, because they have more healing and they can also remove different kind of debuffs from an ally. I have seen many people in streams, in videos, in actual gameplay, that they are using the wand buffs for themselves and have a couple of damaging spells, and they think that this is correct. This is absolutely wrong. People that are playing as DPS and they are good players have optimized their build in order to do max damage. So by giving them Fighting Spirit Barrier and Enchanting Time, they increase their buff by their damage, by a crazy amount. It is very, very important to use this on a DPS. This is for the whole group, so you don't really care. So you give all of these buffs and you increase the damage of a single player by 2 freaking much. Okay, it's really, really important. But there is a catch. When you start a fight, for example, let's say about a boss fight, when you start a boss fight, you will always use high focus first, and then you will use your 2 buffs in order to have the cooldown back earlier. Because high focus works like this, it gives you cooldown from the moment you hit the spell to all the spells that you are going to hit. So if you hit first the buffs and then you hit the high focus, these 2 buffs will not get the 20% reduced cooldown. So we are starting our fight by using the high focus for everyone, and then you use these 2 onto the tank. And why do you do this? Because if you give these 2 buffs to a player that is DPS, will 100% take the aggro. It has happened to me many times, and this is the correct order to do. You start with this high focus, and then you give these 2 buffs to a tank, and you have it back in less than 10 seconds. So the next target you are using the buffs is the highest DPS that you have in your group. Now about healing, as I have said in my previous videos, you have to keep an order. For example, you have to use your single target healing first. If you know in a mechanic that you are about to get damage, you will always use your shield at that point, because if you use your shield at any other point, it's almost useless, let's say. So you have to know when the boss is gonna damage everyone, and you use it before that. Okay. And after this, you can apply your AoE healing, which is either Fountain of Life or Clay Salvation. Okay, you have to keep an order on your spells in order to have always spells. After that, there is something that is really important, and you should always remember that, is how to use your inner peace. If you have leveled up all your spells up to level 5, or if the group is taking too much damage, they will drain your mana, that's for sure. So, how do you use inner peace correctly? You never use it without doing any healing before. And why I say that? If you see now, if I heal myself, I'm getting a buff with Selfless Soul. So, here is Selfless Soul. It grants health recovery and regen via active skills, and increases mana regen by 35.6 and skill heal by 7.6 per stack for 3 seconds. Stacks up to 5 times. That means you will get a lot mana regen back, which stacks with your inner peace, because inner peace increases mana regen from the actual mana regen you have at the moment. So, let's see. If, let's say, I start wasting my mana, so look at this now. If I use my mana regen now, wait, I will wait for the stacks to go away, and you will see. Look how the bar is going up. This is slow. Okay, now let's start doing the same. We are getting mana back, but it's okay, you will understand when I show you. So, now that I will use mana again, look at this. We'll wait a bit to cool down. Let's waste a bit more mana so it's more clear for you. So now I have 5 stacks. You see that? We'll do one more heal, and now you will understand how fast you can regain mana. Look at the bar, how fast it's going up. So every time that you heal someone and you know that the mechanic is not coming from the boss, you spam your 3 heals or 1 AoE heal, because it goes up to 5 targets. Now it's only 1. It will give me only 1 because I am the only one that gets healed. If this hits a lot of targets, it gets AoE and gets more stacks. So you always have to heal, and then you use your inner peace. And be very aware of the boss mechanics, so you know when to use your inner peace and do not get interrupted. Now, last thing about Touch of Despair and Corrupted Magic Circle. I've put these 2 spells in order to get a constant damage, because I cannot have my mind always all the time to damage the boss. All I want is to get some benefit from it, and this is why I chose to get 2 curses and pair them with Vampiric Contract in order to get some HP if possible, because some mechanics on tier 15 plus need everyone to be maxed out, or else they will die. This is optional. You can put, let's say, Judgment Lightning, which is instant damage, and if you do a heavy attack, you can do it a second time, or whatever you like from the other spells. This is a personal choice. You can do whatever you want, and if you choose to remove the curses, you can also remove Vampiric Contract for something else. I didn't find any better use than this, so this is what I have chosen to go with. Now, the weapon masteries. This is the weapon mastery you must follow. Okay, you take your heavy attack chance from here, and then you move to mana cost efficiency up to curse duration. You don't need this, but you will need the increased skill boost. I think that this is a better bar from this one, because it gives curse damage, and even if you go for the DPS, you will need this more. And then we go to the staff. You get the middle one to get the cooldown speed, and then some mana cost efficiency and a mana regen. So now let's take a look at the stats. This is one of the most important parts of the build. You go for 50 strength in order to get your max health damage reduction and heavy attack chance, because heal can heavy attack chance as well. And then we go to 50 Wisdom to get our max mana. Debuff duration is not very important, but it can save you if you have enough. And the most important is cooldown speed, 5% for the healing. The perception is 50 because of the gear. We didn't put any points in here, but it gives you the hit chance, a buff duration, which is really important, and the range in order to heal from further away. And we have a 30 dexterity in order to get the extra 100 critical hit chance, which is always good. Now, let me show you something secret. If you want to be a Giga Chad healer, like me, you will ask yourself, why do you use Salvation Chain? And this is why and how I save people. Clutch, baby! But I can show you some insights. Oh, clip the save. So, for the people that have been following me for quite some time and they have seen all my videos, you know that most of the times I try and do my guides on peculiar places. Okay, this is why also my minimap is closed. If any one of you find the exact location of where I am and post a picture with it in my Discord, you will have a Lucent present. So now it's the time to talk about the runes. Now, you can see on my quest log, I have all my builds on my quest log. So if you go to any of my builds and go to my profile, you will see that I have quite some builds. And this is my spear dagger, which I'm currently making. It's on the making. It's a very good build for those who are interested. Anyway, let's go to the current build that I'm using. This is my PvP healing or hybrid build. So the good thing is about that for those who have made this build already, it is working on PvE as well. You just need to change some runes and the attributes. So we'll go back on the perception, back on 50. Yeah, we'll keep it on 50. We'll get our 50 wisdom, and the rest is on dexterity. So here we're going to change the runes. So for example, for this one, we either need critical hit chance or skilled damage boost or even buff duration. Okay, you can play around and put whatever you want. My suggestion is to increase your critical, which we do not have enough, or the buff duration if you do not have like 50% and more. So let's go for some critical hit chance here. For this one, you should go max health or mana regen. I would suggest max health if you are not doing the mechanics 100% correctly. This will save you. And then on the support rune, we go for skill heal percentage. Okay, you go for both of the weapons like this, and then let's go to the rest. Here we go again with skill heal. Here we go again with max health. And on the attack, on the attack, we are going for, let's say, here it's different. You should go probably for hit chance. It doesn't matter because you do not do damage to the boss anyway. So I suggest you go with magic hit chance. Then we go for the bracers. Exactly the same here. Now we have the difference of magic heavy attack chance. Or you can even go heavy attack chance, but I would suggest magic heavy attack chance. And then we go on the support rune. You will go for mana cost efficiency in this one. And then we go for max health as always. We're moving on to the rings. So skill heal, max health, and magic critical for this one. The same goes for the other ring, and let's go for the belt. Here we can go magic hit chance because there's nothing else that benefits us. Then we go again for max health. You can even go for mana regen if you feel that you do not have mana regen enough, but I would suggest max health because as you go up in the tiers, the bosses hit harder, as I said before. And then again we go for mana cost efficiency. And this sums up everything you have to create. Actually, I will update. You know what I will do? If you want to check the exact runes you have to place, we will go to the other build which is for PvE healing. If you have started playing this, you can play this, but if we go to PvE, which is endgame full support, here, okay, this is the full support build with extra healing on the items, etc, etc. I will update these runes to match exactly what I showed you, so you can copy this. I will put all of these links in the description below. So now let's move forward to the DPS part. So you have seen this build in the past with slight differences, and this is the most optimal way it can never get. This is the max DPS, it's the best you can get. I don't think there is something else you can do for single target DPS. I think this is the max DPS you can get from. So I'm about to show you the build, but first I would like to tell you the following. This build that I have right now is not optimal for PvE DPS, because this is the one I use on PvP, GVG, Arena, etc, etc. You can use this as healing, but not as DPS. The DPS one is right here. You can find the link, I will put it on the description. You can find it with the rest of the builds I have, and also, as I said previously, you can press on my profile and see everything that I'm building towards. So let's go back to this one. And let's analyze the skills. We start with the wand. We are fully specializing Curse Explosion with Dark Explosion. That lets the curses to stay on the boss. It does 50% damage, but you have the curses all the time up. Then use Touch of Despair with the duration increased, and then 50% chance to apply 2 stacks. We have Time for Punishment with only the effect duration, because we put the skill on the boss. Fighting Spirit Barrier with 92 max damage for 6 seconds, and then we go on focused firebombs. We do not need the projectile speed because it's PvE. The Inferno Wave, the Fireball Barrage, we put cooldown reduction on Fireball Barrage only in order to match as possible the cooldowns of focused firebombs in Inferno Wave. You will see that I have 4 seconds difference on each one. Now, something that you can change, you can see that on high focus we only have points in order to base damage boost, but increases max damage by 45, and the cooldown speed by 58%, of course. This, you can either have this or remove it and put 1 extra second, which with your buff duration is going to be 2 seconds extra on 92 max damage. I would prefer to keep it here. It's more important, more optimal, let's say also. And let's go to the passive skills. You put all of them. Most important ones are from the staff, and we have Mana Ball Eruption, Asceticism, Mana Amplification, Flame Condensation, and of course Forbidden Sanctuary with the most important skills. And then we go for Vampiric Contract in order to get HP back. We need as much duration we can get on our curses, because this is the max DPS we're getting, is because we have a lot of duration on the curses. And then we have this in order to get the skill damage time increased by 36% and curse skill cooldown decreases at 10% at night. Now, if we go over to Weapon Mastery, you know that we cannot change quick slots and change the mastery with it. I would like to see an update with that, because I cannot play DPS and healing with the same exactly weapon mastery, and I would like to see a change on it. Now I will show you what you should go for, but this is not what you will see right now. This is my healing spec, so this is for now. Because of this, for the one, for example, because it has heavy attack chance, you need to finish these 3, and you also need to finish these 3 as well. It's the same for the healing, even though you can get cast damage 6% here. We probably like more the skill boost chance. And also, when you go to the staff, you will go not to the top 3, but you will fill the middle and the bottom 3 in order to get burning damage percentage and also magic damage dealt by 5%. So this is the most important 3 you can get, and then you will go and fill up these 3. Okay. But you can see all these on my quest log again, that they are correct. I cannot show you the correct here because it doesn't let me change weapon mastery all the time. Now it's time to show you the rotation. We always start first with high focus, and then we are buffing with our fighting spirit, and then we start charging focused firebombs. We do that, and also you do that in secret dungeons as well, because when you start with the two buffs, the timer doesn't start yet. So you always start with high focus, fighting spirit barrier, and then you use your focused firebombs, and then you use time for punishment. Okay, this is to get like 2 seconds of casting from focused firebombs for free before the timer starts. This is a small tip. So again, starting high focus, we're going for fighting spirit barrier. If you're fighting a boss, you can instantly go for time for punishment. If you're with a group, is what I'm saying. And then you go for focused firebombs, touch of despair, inferno wave. From the inferno wave, you go fireball barrage, decaying touch. And then if you do not have 3 stacks of touch of despair, you use touch of despair again. Then you use unlucky clock, and then you use curse explosion and judgment lightning. So let's go and show you this one time. So it goes like this. So we don't have 3 stacks, we put 1 more stack, unlucky clock, explode, and then we begin again. Now, you want to use the next touch of despair when it's low on CD, on seconds. So if we use it here, we refresh it, okay? If I use it on high seconds again, it just gives me more time. You go to 18 seconds, you see? I will do it again. 13 seconds, 18 seconds. And then unlucky clock, 20 seconds, case of explosion. This is what you need to reach the highest seconds as possibly. You try to keep up all the time. Do not spam it. I don't think there's a reason to spam it. But you understand what I'm trying to say. The more seconds you have, the more damage the case explosion will make. And why we changed from case explosion to dark case explosion, because this is what this is, it's called dark explosion, is because you can have uptime of your dots all the time. So the 50% damage you are losing from the case explosion, you take back and probably a lot more with your uptime on dots. Now, I would suggest you use your inner peace when you are still, because when you are still, for 3 seconds, you get increased mana regeneration by 84. But because people have problem with the mana, what have I done is the following. If you go here to the test build that I have made, to the endgame build, sorry, you will see that on your runes, I have mana regen everywhere. You can see everything here. Magic heavy attack chance for the attack runes, mana cost efficiency for the support runes, and mana regen for the blue runes. So right now we have a mana regen of 1242. With the passive it will go like 1300. It should be enough mana for you to regenerate. Now if you see you are covered with mana, you will change all your blue defense runes. Instead of mana, you will go for max health. Okay, this is to have more survivability again if you don't do all the tactics correctly. If you do them correctly and you just want mana regen, I'm totally fine with it. You can go with mana regen, it's up to you. So once again, I would like to thank all of you for watching my video. I really appreciate you guys and all the guys that are coming to the streams and ask me all these questions. And you know, of course, you can always find me on my streams. Ask whatever you want and whatever you need. I will be there for you. I can see your quest logs. I can see your gear. I can comment on it. We can even change your build if you want something different. I know everything about one stuff, so I can give you the best I got. So, thank you everyone. The Ruthless out. Peace.